Tres. Hello, we are team number 1, and today we're going to talk a little bit about characteristics of robot programming. Some concepts are so, well, all the concepts are so important to understand how the robots are programmed.
So a little introduction about this work. Different solutions are used to guide the robot along the decided paths or points. If the robot actuators are disconnected, it is the programmer who must provide the energy directly to move the robot. It is passive guidance. In this case, the programmer can take the end of the robot and take it to decided points following the most appropriate paths. The robot control unit will automatically record the signal from the position sensor of the joints at all of the points traveled.
Well, we have two ways to program the robots. It is guided programming and textual or indirect programming. And the first one, as you can read, the operator intervenes by manually guiding the robot arm. So each of the movement made is stored of the robot's memory. So this means that they can be repeated later. And also, it is necessary to have the robot itself for the elaboration of the program. In many cases, joystick-shaped guidance system is used to move the joints of the robots. It is a simple type of programming, but with the drawback that it doesn't take into account variations in the environment. Then we have textual programming. In this case, we don't need to have the robot. So it is important because the program consists of a text, as you can see in the image, and made up of a set of instructions. When the program is recorded in the robot's memory, it will carry out the action indicated in it. This type of programming allows more complex operation to be carried out with a higher degree of precision. In addition, it has the advantage that it's possible to establish relationships between the robot and its environment.
Well, now I'm talking about the environment development. And the programming language is of great importance in order to achieve the considerable increase in program productivity to have the development to suit in your needs. The programming of the manipulator is complicated because the manipulator interacted sorry is have interaction with the environment. This is the main reason why most robot programming systems are interpret the type being able to carry to out the step follow-up of what the programming at each moment. The voice of each stages cycle, editing, compiling, executing, which have a time consuming. It is very important to develop a robot programming system to have a debugging step-by-step execution capabilities. Now, in the environment modeling is a representation of the robot in the objects we interact with. Normally, this model is limited with geometric characteristics and the position and the orientation of the objects, and sometimes they are the shape, dimension, weight, etc. To define the position and orientation of the model, it is most common to assign a reference of each object in solder, and so the position in orientation, the system refers the normal-based system. This system is normally called the world system.
Okay, talking about type of data corresponding to mathematical tools, the spatial position and orientation of an object can be specified in various ways, using general robot coordinates, using an n or tuple, where n is the number of degrees of freedom of the robot, which indicates the joint values that the robot must take to position and orientate its end as the object in question. Using Cartesian or using coordinates, in this case, once a coordinate reference system is associated with the object. Its position is described by the Cartesian coordinates of the origin, while the orientation supports different type of representation. And entry and exit management, inputs and outputs management, the communication is achieved at the simplest level by binary inputs and output signals. Through them, the robot can decide to start a certain action or indicate to an external device to start its own. Another important application of the robot inputs outputs, whether digital or analog, is the integration of sensor incorporating their information to the velocity of the task. Above all, sensors allow certain application to be carried out in a partial unknown environment or some degree of uncertainty, such as, for example, the precise location of a part.
Communications. There are different types of communication and ways to communicate a robot. And it can be a robot, a sensor, programs, or it can be about two robots. Must be able to communicate both with other robots or equivalent machine that participate in production, with a computer system responsible for planning and managing productions. And there are different considerations to allow, among other things, the adaptation of the robot's movements, the loading or updating of the robots, the monitoring or supervision of the state of the cell, and control of state production. And the remote movement control. And there are different ways to move a robot to a destination point. So it's necessary to specify the type of special trajectory that must be carried out. And it's necessary to record that there are three types of movements: free movement in a straight line, and a circular movement that can be given by a formula with the study of the geometry in a plane. And these movements, it can be moved with inverse kinematic, and also the velocity of the moment can be given by Jacobian matrix.
Well, in the program of flow control, the most only programming software specify the execution of operation. The usual loops, the structure are used for this is for, if, and while. In parallel process, the capacity of is also of a special importance for the control of single robot in world. So, whole equipment is also under control.
Robot advances. In our advances robot, we make 2-dimension drawings, 3-dimension drawings in SolidWorks, and also we build our robots with a mechanical design, and also we build the electrical parts with our electrical design, and also with this we can start to make the program. So this is the advances of our robot.
Finally, here we have the resources where the information was subtracted. It was all for our part, and we hope this was useful for you. Thank you for watching.